What's good, everyone? We're back with episode 11 of the Slot Pod. Just finished up week two of the NFL. Had a great week of football and plan to have another one this week. Just to break down how this episode's going to go, going to go over our power rankings first after week two. A lot of changes, a lot of shakeups, and then go into our week three breakdown, week three schedule prediction. Close it off with some fantasy football tips for our fantasy football players out there. And that's it. It's going to be another great week of football. I mean, what week isn't great when there's football around?
Yeah, first thing I wanted to go over, what were your predictions for last week? What was your record?
My record last week was 11 and 5. Don't have exactly who I was off on, but yeah, I went 11 and 5, and I don't consider that to be too bad just because you're gonna get some wrong. I think I took kind of more detail-based approach and kind of tried to dive into what stats matter and what stats didn't. And yeah, I definitely did get a few wrong. I think one of the key ones that I got wrong was New York Giants and Dallas. Obviously, no one really expected for that game to go so far and for it to go to overtime, such a high scoring game. But I was off on that. And I did say Dallas, but I had said that they were going to have a comfortable win, and they had only won by three. Another one that I was wrong about. I thought that the Saints were going to pull off the win against the Niners. Well, I thought it was a depleted Niners squad. Didn't think that Christian McCaffrey had the juice to get it done on his own, and he did. So definitely proved me wrong right there. And yeah, I had a few more wrong. What did you think of what were your predictions last week? What were you off on? What were you on about?
Yeah, so I had a really good week actually. I went 14 and 2. My only misses were pretty I think one of them was a pretty close game, or no, one of them was a pretty close game. The other one was kind of iffy. It was Patriots versus Raiders, I believe. Oh no, that's this week. I can't remember, but one of them was Jacksonville versus Cincinnati. I had Jacksonville taking the dub. And honestly, that game came down to the wire. We saw what happened. They won by, I think it was just a field goal. So I was pretty close on that. I can't remember what my other prediction that I was off on was, but I mean, 14 and 2, that's the best we can hope for, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a really solid weekend. Like you said, there's not much more that you can ask for. Hoping to do a little bit better this week as far as my end, but I think the main takeaway is that, the record on these don't matter as far as week to week, but we'll see how we do at the end of the season. I think that we should have a good season as far as predicting. So if you're someone who bets or likes money lines and things like that, um, definitely some predictions that you should listen to. Tap into our Twitter at the Slot Podcast, Instagram, TikTok, all the same thing. Definitely tap in with us there.
Yeah, so my other miss was I had the Colts losing to the Broncos, but that was also a pretty close game, so
Yeah, Colts Broncos came down to, I mean, great game. So
yeah.
let me ask you about that game. So let's go over the two quarterbacks. First, we can start with Bo Nix or Bo Picks. Thoughts?
Come on, man. Don't diss Bo Nix, man. We're big Bo Nix believers around here, okay? BBB, Bo Nix believers. Oh, BNB, my bad.
I agree. I think we're both Bo Nix believers. But continue.
So, I mean, obviously it wasn't his best game. He threw a couple of interceptions, but I mean, he got a couple of touchdowns and his team almost came down with the win. It just came down to Daniel Jones. And I mean, we saw how he performed and he really just took that team to the victory. And I think that he has as of now, he has that starting spot secured over AR5 for the next couple of years. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think Anthony Richardson gets that starting spot back for a while. And I mean, it's kind of exciting to see because last year we had Sam Darnold. This year it's looking like we have Daniel Jones, which is crazy to say because everyone hates Daniel Jones. If you live in New York, everyone hates Daniel Jones. It's hilarious. But now he's in Indianapolis, looks like the second coming of Peyton Manning. So I mean, I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do for this team and see if he can turn it around. I know earlier in the offseason I was saying that I had no faith in him at all, but I mean, he's looking like he's turning this team around. They're very legit candidates to win the division with the way that CJ Stroud has been leading his team.
Yeah, I mean, all the other teams in the division have started 0 and 2. So Colts are in firm position of this division right now. Now, as far as Daniel Jones go, again, I was also wrong about him in the sense that I didn't think he was going to be the starter or productive at all. And I'm a big Anthony Richardson believer, still an Anthony Richardson believer. I believe a little less now, but still an Anthony Richardson believer. And Daniel Jones is just getting it done. Like he's just finding his receivers and he's making the plays that need to be made, similar to how Sam Darnold was last year. Exactly what you said. And I'm hoping for a good year out of him because that would be nice for the Colts to finally, make the playoffs and make something of themselves. Now, can Daniel Jones do it? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing more. As far as Bo Nix goes, I'm disappointed. I like Bo Nix a lot. He's my dynasty fantasy football quarterback, and I just think he's looked so irresponsible in both games. So after the first game where he had two picks and basically gave the Titans the game like three different times, my main point for Bo Nix was he has to protect the football. No question about it. He needs to be able to protect the football, regardless of if he's throwing touchdowns, regardless of if he has 60, 70 rush yards. In order to win games, he needs to be able to protect the football and allow the rest of his team to shine. Now, this week he comes out and he plays a good game against the Colts. They were up 28-23 in the fourth quarter, and he looked solid. He was making things happen with his legs, with his arm. Troy Franklin, my guy who I was harping about last week, played really well. And then he just had a really bad pick, like overthrew, I think it was Sutton, overthrew Sutton by like 15 yards, fell straight into the Colts defender's hand. Colts went down the field, marched down the field, and made it 28-26. And then by then, the momentum was in their favor. All they needed was a 3-and-out from their defense, which they have a good defense as well. Bo Nix gave the ball back, and that was it. That's the last we saw of the Denver Broncos defense. So Bo needs to be specifically just a lot more protective of the football when his team has possession. But I think he'll be fine. Last year also started off pretty slow. I think he might have also started off 0-2 last year. So slow start last year, slow start this year. I'm not too concerned about picks, but he definitely needs to step it up when the time comes. So definitely an interesting game and a close one that I wasn't expecting to be as close.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into our top 10 power rankings.
For sure. Do you want to go first?
All right, yeah, I'll start us off here. I mean, number one, easy pick, we got the Buffalo Bills. Number two, another easy pick, Green Bay Packers. I think these are the leaders of their conferences right now. Next up, we got the Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Chargers, Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles are having a slower start than they really should have. I mean, you have a powerhouse offense, powerhouse defense. There's no reason that you should be playing the way you are. I think Jalen Hurts had around 110 yards in week two, which just isn't okay for a guy who just won Super Bowl MVP. I mean, there's a certain level of playing that you need to meet after getting such accolades because a lot of people are debating of whether you're top five or not. This is your year to show them. And the fact that you're not getting the ball to your receivers and you're only giving it to Saquon Barkley, whether it's a handoff or a pass, I just think that's unacceptable for a guy who's supposed to be top five. But moving on, we got Los Angeles Rams at the sixth spot, San Francisco 49ers at seven, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Detroit Lions, and number 10, Indianapolis Colts. I
Woo!
I'm very I'm very surprised that they made it here because like I said, Daniel Jones is their quarterback, but we saw him ball out. They're 2-0. There's not much you can argue with. They're leading that division. So, I mean, Indianapolis Colts at 10.
Let me guess. You were choosing between the Steelers and the Colts for the number 10 spot.
No, it was between I can't remember, but the Steelers were not that near 10. I think
Well,
I had the
they made
Steelers
it
at
mixed for
14.
me, I'll say that.
No. My 10 and 11 was the Washington Commanders and the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, you didn't have the Commanders. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so to break down my top 10, I've got the Buffalo Bills at number one. Simple, just how Adam put it. Best team in the league, best quarterback in the league right now, and just looking pretty competent being at that number one spot. James Cook is cooking, man. Absolutely cooking week by week, week by week. Just touchdown merchant. Number two, we got the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love's also looking like an MVP candidate. Just need to figure out the wide receiver room. That's the last piece of the puzzle, but it's like every team has a weakness, so maybe that's just the Packers' weakness. Again, I think that's what stops them from making it far in the playoffs. But Ravens at number three, Eagles at number four, similar to what Adam was saying, just having a little bit of a slower start. But I wouldn't underrate them too much because they're just such a solid team overall. When you're that consistent, it's tough to fall too far in rankings. At number five, I've actually got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have played swimmingly well these first 2 weeks in games that we weren't sure that they were going to win straight out the gate against the Falcons and the Texans. If you look at their schedule, they're pretty much in line for about a 12-4 or sorry, 12-5 finish this season, which is great for them. They typically don't have records that high, except when Tom Brady was there. So Baker leading this team to a potential 12-5 finish is incredible. That'll easily win the division. Six is the Chargers. Seven, I've got the Detroit Lions. Great week last week, so they moved up a lot, even after the pretty bad loss that they took in week one. Number eight, I've got the Los Angeles Rams. Number nine, Washington Commanders. I know they're without JD5 this week, but still have them at number five for the time being because I think the team itself is solid. And at number 10, like I said, I've got the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that Aaron Rodgers has looked pretty solid so far, and the rest of the team has looked pretty good too. I think DK Metcalf has looked all right, but I don't expect them to stay in this top 10. But I did feel like they did enough to deserve a top 10 spot just for this week. Um, yeah, I mean, pretty solid power rankings for us both. I think there's going to be a lot of movement over the next couple weeks, and things will start to shake out by week
for
10.
sure. Yeah, because looking at week three, these games are tough. I mean, I had a very hard time trying to decide who my winners and losers were going to be. And I think we can jump right into that.
Sure. Do you want to just go through your quick list? I'll go through mine, and then we'll go game over game.
Yeah, give me. All right, yeah. So I got my list pulled up right here. So first game of the week, we got Buffalo versus Miami, easy Buffalo. And then we got Bengals Vikings. I'm taking the Bengals over the Vikings. I think JJ McCarthy is not good at all. And I think week one, the fourth quarter was a fluke. And then I'm taking the Jags over the Texans. That may be an upset. CJ Stroud really hasn't shown us anything. I mean, so I do have the Texans going 0-3. Next up, I'm taking the Colts over Titans, Pittsburgh over New England, Green Bay over Cleveland. And then kind of one of the game of the week candidates, we got Eagles, Rams. I'm taking the Eagles. I think they win this playoff rematch from last year. I think hopefully they can figure out how to get the ball to the receivers, but if not, then the Rams will probably take it. Next up, Bucks over Jets, Commanders over Raiders, Falcons over Panthers. Upset watch, I'm taking the Broncos over the Chargers. I know the Chargers are looking really good right now, but I do have the Broncos taking it. After that, Seahawks over Saints, that's easy. Bears versus Cowboys, I'm taking the Bears. I think the Bears have a really good shot of winning this. I think Ben Johnson is going to figure it out. He needs to figure it out. Otherwise, I don't know what he's going to end up doing. He's going to look like the next Matt Eberflus for Chicago because we know how Bears fans react when their coaching starts to do bad. And then after that, San Fran over the Cardinals, Chiefs over Giants, and then I got Baltimore over Detroit. Detroit. I got Lamar Jackson beating the brakes off Jared Goff.
I like it. I like it. We definitely have a few differences in our list, a couple upsets in there. But I'll just break down my list. So week three, this is who's going to be winning. Buffalo's going to win over Miami. Tampa Bay over the New York Giants pretty easily. Atlanta over Carolina also pretty easily. Green Bay over Cleveland. Jacksonville over Houston. Minnesota's going to pull out the win over the Cincinnati Bengals in the backup quarterback battle. Pittsburgh's going to win over the New England Patriots. The Rams are going to take this one over the Eagles in, like you said, this playoff rematch. And the Colts are going to win over the Tennessee Titans. Las Vegas is going to beat Washington. The Chargers are going to beat Denver pretty easily. Seattle's going to destroy New Orleans. Man, that's going to be a bad one. Chicago is going to beat Dallas. San Fran is going to beat Arizona, especially because Brock Purdy might play now. Kansas City's going to beat the Giants. And to end off the week, we're on different sides of the coin. I got Detroit Lions over the Baltimore Ravens. So I got an upset to end the week, or if you would consider that an upset.
All right, what's your reasoning? I want to know why Detroit over Baltimore?
What's my reasoning for Detroit over Baltimore?
Yeah.
Let me pull up my notes real quick. But the first thing that I will say is that when Jared Goff gets hot, he gets hot. And that doesn't mean he's hot for the whole season, but he stays hot for a few games. And I think that the way that he utilized his weapons last week was really encouraging. Um, I'm a little bit worried about Goff's consistency in terms of just passing the ball. Like, I think he looked great efficiency wise, but in terms of just being able to get it to his receivers, a little bit worried about that. But I mean, him and Amon-Ra just looked great last week. And I think that the biggest thing here is going to be the biggest thing for Baltimore last week, which was their run offense. Derrick Henry only had 23 yards last week. Like, that's not something that we can kind of just gloss over because although the Browns rush defense is elite, Detroit's run defense isn't too bad either. So then if we're talking about are we taking Jared Goff in a shootout with the advantage of a running game? Running game being Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, or are we going to take the Baltimore Ravens minus their run game? I'm taking the Lions every single time in that situation, and that's why I'm going with them this week.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I have more faith in the Baltimore offense versus the Lions defense than I do
100%.
the Lions offense versus Baltimore defense. Because if we look at it, I mean, Baltimore's defense only had one like against the the Bills. I mean, you're going against MVP Josh Allen, so I mean, you're bound to lose to him. And then this is Lamar Jackson. I mean, former MVP. No one really cares about that. So I mean,
Unacceptable.
but yeah, I
Unacceptable.
mean. Listen. I love Lamar Jackson as much as the next person does, but I mean, I do think he has what it takes to beat them, but just to sidetrack a little bit, he's not MVP, bro. Come on now.
We're not getting back. This is an every week discussion at this point.
I mean, it's
Lamar
gonna be
Jackson
because
is the best quarterback in the NFL. Josh
no,
Allen is having the best season so far. Lamar had a better season last year. So if we're going to
who
talk
took
about
their
the
team
two
further?
games from this
Who took
season,
their team further? No, who took their team further last year?
if Mark Andrews was on the Bills, it would be the
Oh,
Ravens.
if
Is
you
that
sounded
Justin
like
Herbert?
Justin Herbert. Yeah, I think I heard Justin Herbert in the corner.
We're not getting it. This is going to be a discussion that we have every week until the end of the season. And actually, I'm not too mad about that. I don't mind
Yeah, I
continuing this
mean,
conversation.
this MVP, it looks like this MVP race is going to be neck and neck for the next like couple years, and I'm all for
Crazy.
it. I love
Nobody's
to
even
see.
anywhere on their level. Like
Yeah, I mean,
who's even close? Like
we're
you could
seeing
say
a
Joe Burrow,
Mahomes
but now he's
regression.
hurt. Herbert,
Yeah,
maybe like he's somewhere
no,
nearby.
if man, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's
You
nobody even close.
you can't put anyone in the category of Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen because Lamar Jackson has two MVPs. Josh Allen, this could potentially be a back-to-back season for him.
Yeah.
So there's no one else that's doing that. I mean, you could say Patrick Mahomes, but we're starting to see a regression, and that's solely because of his team. So I think the rankings, it just depends on who makes it further this year. Your one can't be Patrick Mahomes anymore this year if the team ends up having the downfall like people are saying they will. So the one, two, three is either going to be Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen at the one, and then Mahomes after. I mean, that's just how it's going to be, and it's going to be like that for the next couple of years. This is probably going to be one of the best sports rivalries we'll ever see.
By the way, the Kansas City Chiefs are still winning the Super Bowl at the end of this season. Just gonna put it out there. Gonna keep putting it out there because they're gonna win. It's the truth.
They're going to win. Are you sure? With
I
who's
locked
who's
this in 6 months ago.
Hollywood Browns catching Super Bowl game-winning touchdown?
You can say Hollywood Brown all you want. He's not the number one receiver. He's not even. I don't even like him to be number three. I want Tyquan Thornton to be their number three. All right, so I don't
Okay,
even know why we're talking about Hollywood Brown, who disappointed me in fantasy for like 7 years in a row. Like
okay. So then you have Travis Kelce looking to take
we're
out
not going to talk about Travis
Xavier
Kelsey.
Worthy's
Travis
other
Kelsey, we
shoulder.
don't. I don't want to talk about Travis Kelsey. What I will say is Mahomes is still the most skilled quarterback in the league. I didn't say
He's I would
I
say
no
no.
longer said he's the best. All right, I didn't say he's the best because
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he's the most skilled or the best right now.
okay, so who's more skilled? Not athleticism or
Come on, you can't say that.
no. I'm saying who has more football skill.
You're acting like athleticism doesn't play into
No, that's
this.
fair. And I think this is a discussion with all sports. Like, yes, athleticism does play into skills. So if you're going to add that in there, then okay, he's number three in athleticism and skill. He's not number three in production this season. But I think we're going to see where it ends up. Like I said, the Chiefs are my Super Bowl champion for this season.
Listen, I think that when you have a guy like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, they just know how to lead their team perfectly. And Patrick
What
Mahomes,
happened the last
he
two seasons? Last like
oh,
four. Last
whoa, we're
four.
not talking about last season. Listen. Patrick Mahomes, he knows how to lead his team, but not the way that Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson do. We haven't seen Josh, we haven't
Dude,
seen Patrick Mahomes come back from 15 points in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left.
that's where you're wrong. Patrick Mahomes came back from 24 points in the divisional
Oh,
round against the Houston Texans. He lost that one. Come on, man. Come on. You know
ah,
Patty Mahomes is done. See, that's the thing with Mahomes. He just gets it done. every single year. Like Lamar could put up 7,000 pass yards, Josh Allen 7,000 pass yards. They can be neck and neck. But when it comes to that final minute of the conference championship, who comes out on top every single time? You tell me. You know the answer.
Hey, but you know who you haven't mentioned though? Top five quarterback in the league, Jalen Hurts.
He's on the other side of the NFL. He's on the other side of the NFL. I'm not worried about him. He gets you know what? This is what I was thinking while watching the games last week. I was watching the NFC teams, and I said I think the Buccaneers can win the NFC Championship game. And I was like, wait, is that crazy to say? And the more I think about it, the more it's not. Their main competition at the top is the Philadelphia Eagles, who I think that they can beat, and the Green Bay Packers, who they beat every single year. I mean, I just think the NFC is so wide open. I won't say that the Bucks are going to win it or they're definitely going to the Super Bowl, but I had that
I
thought
mean,
last week, and
you're
I was like,
you're you're forgetting a couple teams. I mean, you got the Lions, you got the Packers, you got the Rams, you
the
got the
Lions?
Seahawks. Don't sleep on my Seahawks. Come on.
Yeah, we
Bro,
got
the
to get
Lions
into
will.
we got to get into next week. We started talking about the Seahawks winning the NFC, and the whole conversation is over.
Oh, that's crazier than saying the Bucks will win the NFC. That's
100%, bro. All right, let's look at
no,
the Bucks, bro. Come on, the
dude.
Bucks are
If
elite.
Listen, the only reason the Seahawks won't win the NFC if they don't, because they will. If they don't, is because of Sam Darnold. Okay, defense is stacked. All right, and then you have JSN as the best wide receiver in the league. So I mean, other than that, what more can you ask for? And I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Do you know who Josh Jobs is? Josh Job is.
Yes, yes, I do.
You know what his stats were for the past 2 weeks?
No,
He's targeted 9 times. He allowed 2 catches, allowed 8 yards, longest completion, 7 yards. I mean, one interception.
so
I
he
mean, what
let
are we
up a
talking about?
catch on 25% of the time that he got targeted. My guy, that's not good. That's not good.
What?
This is not good for Josh Jobe. The
What are
Josh
we
Jobe
talking
hate
about?
train starts today. It starts today. The Josh Jobe hate train starts today.
Yo, elite coping mechanisms, bro. Come on.
You know what? I'll tell you this right now. This is what I'll tell you. All right. If the Seahawks win the division this year, I will trade you my first round pick in fantasy next year for absolutely nothing. You can trade me your 17th round pick 5 years down the line.
All
I can
right, and
promise
then
you.
I'll do the same if the Bucks win the NFC
Okay, that's fair.
because
They're gonna
that's
win
pretty
the
much
division.
cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much cash.
All right. Good deal.
All right,
Handshake.
good,
Let's
good
just
deal.
shake on it. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. This is how fantasy football trades are made. We come up with these blasphemous takes like the Seahawks are winning the NFC, and you get to a point where you're going to get someone else's first round pick next year. I'm so
Yo,
excited
just
to have
wait
your
till we're
first thing.
just wait till we're 13-4, bro. Just wait. Just wait. We play the AFC South, or no, the NFC South and the AFC South, bro. That's 8 confirmed wins.
8 confirmed
That's
wins. So you're going
literally,
to beat the Bucks. So you're going to beat the
yeah,
Bucks. All right.
100%.
Week 5.
100%.
I'll see you after week 5 when the Bucks steamroll
Yo,
them
I
so.
will pull up to your crib. I'll bring the wings. I'll bring the pizza, bro. We can feast
So
while
let's
we
do
watch your
it.
team
Let's do it.
lose.
Bucks Seahawks week
Let's
5 is
do it.
going down. You know what? Matter of fact, just trade me your first round pick right now. Trade me your first round pick right now.
Gang, this is like, I don't even know why we're talking about this still, bro. Seahawks are easily winning this division, and you know it. You know they are.
I
Come
mean,
on.
you can say fine. We can. I'm fine with you saying that for right now. That's fine. They're not beating the Bucks in week 5.
Come
Like
on. Of course they
that's
are.
not even a discussion.
Dude, Mecca, I love the Mekabuka. You know I love the Mekabuka. He's my rookie of the year candidate. Straps, bro.
All right,
He's
let's
not
get
getting.
into a
He's,
nice like 5 minute long, 5 minutes, Bucks Seahawks debate real quick. All
oh
right.
my God. This is not taking 5 minutes. We're going all day. This is our teams, bro. We know everything about the teams. This is going all day. You know what? We'll
So
save this. We'll save this for a separate session. We'll move on with what we're talking about. No? You don't want to?
no, no. Let's continue. Let's continue.
All right, run it right now. All right,
Okay.
which one of your receivers is getting past the secondary, bro? I'm
Every
telling you,
single one of
none of
them.
them.
Every single one of them. Okay, fine, fine. Let's be realistic. All right, let's be realistic. Devon Witherspoon is going to be tasked with Mike Evans. It's just the truth of the situation.
Okay.
Who is guarding? And Mike Evans is going to get locked a little bit. Okay, because he got locked
Yeah.
against Stingley every time he played against Bro, how am I forgetting his biggest rival? Was it? Oh my
Lattimore.
God, Lattimore. Oh my God, bro. Can you believe I forgot that? That's how bad Lattimore is
Yeah,
nowadays.
real
Anyways,
real big Bucks fan we got over here. Wow.
Mike Evans is gonna get locked a little bit. Fine, by Witherspoon. I'll give you that 100%. Who's guarding anyone else on the entire field?
Okay, we got Nick Eman is gonna come back. All right, that's one.
He's a
We got Julian
safety.
Love
We
coming
don't
back.
even throw the
It
ball
doesn't
to the safety.
it doesn't even matter, bro. Okay, if you throw it in the middle of the field, you got Ernest Jones. Like, what do you like, bro? Ernest Jones already has a pick
We
this
don't throw
season.
it in
His
the
first
middle of
game.
the field.
All right, if you're throwing to the outside, you're gonna get strapped by Reek Willens, bro. Come on,
And what happened to Reek Willen against a third string tight end?
dude.
Torched.
That's no.
Like, bro, we're watching the
Hold
Fantastic
on. That was in the
Four
corner,
with the Human Torch. That's what happened with Devon. I mean, with Reek Willen.
bro. That's different. That was in the end zone. Okay, end zone is a different story from the side of the field.
All
Okay,
right, here's
come on.
here's what's gonna
All right,
happen.
but okay, wait, no, no. But we can flip this. We can flip this. Who's guarding JSN?
Zion McCullum. Yeah, I was ready for that question
Yo,
before you even asked it. Zion
yo,
McCullum straps.
yo.
You know who's backing him up? Jamel Dean, the top ranked cornerback in the NFL last season. All right, fine. You don't like them? Who we got waiting for you in the safety position? Antoine Winfield Jr. All right, you're gonna run into the best ball hawk in the NFL. So, what was your question again? What was your
Yo,
question again?
I'll restate it for you since you got a little hearing issues. Who is guarding JSN? I've not heard any comps,
Zion
bro. Come on.
McCullum. Zion
Yo,
McCullum is
JSN
sticking
is
to
put
him
J
like, look, White, Rice, Zion McCullum.
Yo,
Sticking.
JSN is putting up 150 on the Bucks. I'm
Pull
telling
up.
you right now.
Pull up to the house.
Who's all right, not only that, who's going against who's rushing Sam Darnold? Who's stopping K9? Who's stopping Shard, bro? Who's stopping
Are we
Elijah
really
Arroyo?
asking these questions against a
Yes,
team that has
yes.
been
Come
the
on,
best
come on,
against the run for the last 5 years?
come on.
For the last
But
five
like,
years. Also, shout out my boy Kalijah Cansey. Season-ending injury. I was very sad about that. He is our best run, one of our best run stoppers. So, fine, I'll give you
but
that. And then you know who they
the
got to
question
see if
is,
Kalijah Cansey doesn't come straight down the middle is, bro. You know who they got to see? Vita Vea, freaking 500 pounds. He's gonna take K9 and throw him across the field.
thing is, you've never seen a canine like K9, bro. Come on, bro. That's the GOAT, bro. He had a slow start week one. He's running through y'all week five, bro. Watch out. Come on. Don't play about the Seahawks,
I
bro.
do like K9 though, so I'll give you that one. I think it's gonna be a
And then,
horrible matchup. The Buccaneers are gonna run it up 52-0.
oh,
Okay, but
52 to
all
0.
right, all right.
Okay,
Realistically,
okay.
realistically, I have the Bucks winning by 10. I don't know what the exact score will be. I have the Bucks winning by 10. What's your realistic score?
I'd say Seahawks by 7.
Okay. I think that's respectable.
27-20. 27-20.
Oh, I was thinking more 7-0 because the Seahawks ain't scoring that single point the entire game, bro.
Yo, your defense is not like that. What are we talking about, dude? What are we
Yo.
talking about?
All right. You know what? The Bucks have some good matchups coming up over the next couple weeks. You're gonna see just how elite Zion McCullum is. All right, you're gonna see. Because that's why we signed him 3 years, 48 mil. That's why we signed him. To lock these dudes up. And yes, Nico Collins beat him for a touchdown last week. We don't gotta talk about that. That's fine. Anyways,
All
I
right.
think
Oh, are we gonna talk about JSN torching Jalen Ramsey? Like what? We're gonna
okay.
talk about JSN torching the Niners defense, putting up 124 off. I think it was 9
Hey, I'm not
receptions.
disagreeing with you that JSN's a great receiver because he's my probably my 45th favorite receiver in the league. So
Yo, name 45 receivers right now. You can't. You can't even name 45.
oh my
Yo.
God. All right. Well, that was a good discussion. I think next give me a second. Next we're gonna jump into our week 3 breakdown, who's winning. I mean, we already kind of went over who's gonna win, but just kind of break it down a little bit more and discuss the why. Yeah, so I mean, just an incredible week of football coming up. I think we have some matchups that we're going to quickly go over, some of the best matchups of the week. So, Adam, why don't you break down what matchups we're going to go over, and then we'll get right into it.
Oh yeah, starting off, we got Houston versus Jacksonville, Cincinnati versus Minnesota, Rams, Philly, Denver versus Chargers, and Bears versus the Cowboys. So take your pick. Let's see what you got to say.
Yes, I'll start with Houston and Jacksonville, and this is going to be a good game because it's going to be a bad game. The reason I say
Mm.
that is because the passing game has just not been there for either team. I don't know about you, but um, let's think about Nico Collins. Let's talk about Nico Collins real quick. I just saw a stat that showed me that only 50% of his targets were catchable. And I don't even think that's all on CJ Stroud. I think it's all in the offensive line. They've got a lot of work to do. Laramie Tunsil's no longer there, and there's just so much to be done with that offensive line that they need serious help. As far as the Jags go, Brian Thomas Jr. needs a bounce back week, and you know who he's up against this week? Derek Stingley Jr. That does not help Brian Thomas Jr. in any way. Doesn't help the Jags, and it's going to just be a bad week for both passing offenses. The Texans gave up 7 sacks in just the last 2 games. Now, talking about the Jags once again, their pass offense is going to be good, but their run offense is going to be great. Travis Etienne Jr. is averaging well over 100 yards, I believe, and in total scrimmage, and they're averaging 170 yards as a team on the ground. Now they're facing the Texans defense, who just gave up 170 to the Buccaneers, and hopefully we'll see some Bashaw Tutin this week end up getting some carries, end up with another touchdown, and just going to the Texans defense as far as the angle from there. Their pass rush has been on tear this season. They looked great against the Bucks and actually kept them in the game and forced a fumble on Baker Mayfield late in the game. Will Anderson is one of the NFL's premier defensive players, and he's going to show why in this game. But overall, I think that the Jacksonville run offense is going to overpower this Houston defense, and just simply because of how bad CJ Stroud's O line is, they're not going to put enough points on the board. So I've got Jacksonville winning this one, 19-13. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I do have Jacksonville over Houston. And like you said, it's going to be a good matchup just because of that pass game. But I don't know. I want to see Derek Stingley versus BTJ. I think that'll be a good matchup. Hopefully, hopefully BTJ can give him a run from his for his money just because we haven't really seen much from him. And he's selling my freaking fantasy team, bro. Oh my God. I've lost in 2 different leagues now because of him. He put up like 8 points last season. Like, what are we talking about? He's one of my fantasy bus players, and I'm gonna make a TikTok about that soon. So keep an eye out for that. But other than that, I mean, just it's everything like you said. I mean, the Texans, they've been struggling with this O-line since they drafted CJ Stroud. And I mean, I think it's gonna be a reoccurring issue similar to the Bengals. Bengals never got Joe Burrow a decent O-line, and look what happened. This man has turf toe and is out for 3 months. So I think Jacksonville will probably easily take this. I'm gonna go 10-17 or 10-20 Jacksonville.
Okay, I don't mind that. Next game is Cincinnati and Minnesota. The battle of the backup quarterbacks. Who do we got this week? We got Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning. Just a matchup that you would not expect to see in the big 2025.
JJ
Uh,
McCarthy's out?
JJ McCarthy's injured for 2 to 4 weeks. So this is Carson
Wow.
Wentz's team for the next 2 to 4 weeks. We saw Brock Purdy come back pretty quickly, so I wonder if McCarthy like ends up coming back quicker than expected. But
Yeah.
he's definitely out this week. And like I said, watching Browning versus Wentz this week, and the pass game is already going to be bad, right? Like that's expected. The pass game will not be good. But on top of that, if we look at the rushing offenses, Cincinnati's only averaging 43 rush yards per game on 2.4 yards per carry. And Minnesota is only averaging 99 rush yards per game on, now this is
Only?
better, 4.4 yards per carry. I consider 99 to be not great. It's average, but now so you've got an average rushing offense and a really bad rushing offense, along with two bad pass offenses. So this is again not going to be a great game in terms of points wise, but Jordan Mason has definitely looked like a good bright spot for the Vikings so far. And yeah, what's up?
You do realize what's gonna happen, right?
What's going to happen?
This game is just Justin Jefferson versus Jamar Chase.
And Justin Jefferson is going to win this battle. And I'm not saying that because
Whoa!
no, I'm not saying that because he's better than. All right, you no, continue.
No, I mean, I honestly have no idea who will win this battle just because I mean Jamar Chase is looking good. Justin Jefferson is looking good. I think it just depends on the QB who's gonna sling it to them more.
And
Because
that's
if
exactly
you
why I say JJ.
if you're the coach in this situation, I mean your only viable option is to put the ball anywhere near the guy who can catch it pretty much anywhere the ball is. If he's upside down in the air, he's catching the ball. If his hands are twisted off, he's still catching the ball. I mean, so it just depends on whose QB will be able to get the ball where it needs to be. And where it needs to be is in the hands of your wide receiver one A and one B, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I just think that Justin Jefferson is going to benefit from Carson Wentz being the quarterback. Not necessarily better than JJ McCarthy, but could put up pretty similar stats. And I also know that Jake Browning has played with Jamar Chase before, and there were some weeks where Jamar had 3 catches for 30 yards. And that's not what I expect to see out of Wentz and Justin Jefferson. And I expect the Bengals are going to look rough because they're going to have to create an offensive plan for Browning, not just throw him into the existing offensive plan because Joe Burrow is out for so long. So they'll have to create an offensive plan for him, and that's where things are going to start to get a little bit muddy. I expect JJ to come out on top as far as Jamar versus Jettas this weekend. And yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. Another thing I would expect to see is TJ Hawkinson have a good week because Wentz has done a good job finding his tight ends throughout his career, up and down his career, but the volume to the tight ends has always been there. So TJ Hawkinson will have a good week this week.
You say that Browning and Chase don't really have that good of a connection.
Not every game. Not every game. There's because the thing is, when you have Jamar Chase, he's gonna figure out a way. But like I said, it's the first week of Browning and Chase playing together this season, and I think the Bengals are gonna come out with an entirely new offensive plan. They cannot play Jake Browning the same way they played Joe Burrow, and that's just a fact.
Well, of course, but I mean, Jamar Chase still had 165 last week, so
No, 100%. He had a great game last week. That's my personal opinion, but I think this is one of those things where we just got to see it play out in the first week. It just happens to
yeah,
be that Jettas and Jamar get to go against each other in the first week with backup quarterbacks.
yeah. All right, next up, we kind of covered this slightly, but I want to hear what you have to say about Rams Philly.
Yeah, so like I had said in the earlier predictions, I do have the Rams pulling this one out against the Eagles, and I think it just comes down to the Rams defense. The Eagles have had a somewhat slow start so far, not really moving the ball too much in the run game or the pass game, and their defense has also looked solid, but the Rams have looked quite elite on offense as well as defense, and it hasn't necessarily translated to points quite yet. They struggled with Kyron Williams so far, only averaging 3.8 yards per carry on 18 carries a game. But Blake Corum has looked good thus far, and I'm hoping that he can maybe pave his way through this Eagles defense, similar to how Javonte Williams did in Week 1. Now, on top of that, you got a top five receiver, regardless of what you think of Puka. At this moment in the season, he's a top five receiver. I believe he's either leading or he's top three in receiving yards, and definitely top three in receptions as well. And yeah, I think that the
Um,
Rams.
Puka Nakua. Oh wait, no, my bad. That's
He should
receptions.
be.
Yeah, carry
Maybe
on.
I might be wrong, but Puka this season has 18 receptions, 221 yards with a 45 yard rushing touchdown. So he's been really good, and the connection to Devontae is growing. That's just the offense. The Rams have an absolutely elite defense. They've held their opponents to just 14 points per game, only 147 yards of total offense on average per game, or sorry, 147 pass yards of offense per game, and they've created 8 sacks in 2 weeks. Now, we just talked about how bad the Texans' O line was that they gave up 7 sacks in 2 weeks. The Rams have now had 8 sacks in their first 2 weeks, and I think they have, if not the best shot in the league, they have one of the best shots at beating the Eagles in the regular season. What do
Oh,
you think?
Puka Nakua is number four
Really?
for receiving yards right now. Yes. You
Wait,
know who's
who's
above
above
him?
him? Who's above him?
CeeDee Lamb and JSN. And then there's
Okay,
Malik
JSN,
Neighbors.
I can never be unhappy about JSN being over him, but what does CeeDee Lamb's stat line look like? I just want to see.
He's
Oh,
at 222,
he got
zero
one more yard over
touchdowns.
him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, JSN only has six, so
Oh yeah, I
it's
mean,
not
so it's
too,
just so close up there at the
it's
top.
neck
Zay
and
Flowers
neck.
has
Yeah, it's neck
218
and
right
neck.
behind Puka. So I mean, you get what I'm saying. What do you think though? Why did you choose Philly over the Rams?
I mean, I just think that I think that this Eagles team is just better. I mean, you got you got AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown and Devontae Smith kind of canceled out Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and then you got Saquon Barkley that just about demolishes the Rams running back room. So they already have the offense over them. You look at the defense; they're pretty stacked. They got Zach Bond, they got Jalen Carter, they got all these guys, and I just don't think that the Rams defense is it's like similar with what I said about Baltimore, Detroit. I don't think that the Rams defense will be able to keep up with Philly's offense compared to the Rams offense keeping up to Philly's defense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that, I mean, we're just on opposite sides of the coin here, right? I think that my thinking of the Rams defense, I think the Rams are the best defense in the league. And yeah, I do think that they've been better than the Eagles this season. This season, I'm not saying talent wise or anything, but I mean, you could even argue talent wise. That Keller Witherspoon back there, and there's so many dogs on this Rams defense that go unnamed and unnoticed every week. So I think that the Rams have the best defense in the NFL, and they're going to shut down the Philadelphia Eagles this week. And I think that we're just on opposite sides on that one.
Yeah.
Going into our next one. Next one was Denver and Chargers, correct?
Yeah, I had the Broncos taking this over them. And I know it's very far-fetched to say that, but I mean, I like this upset. I just like it. I mean, we haven't really seen a divisional upset yet. I'm hoping for this one to be the first, just because I want Bo Nix to get that dub over someone in the division and someone who's looking like they're gonna end up taking the division with the way that the rest of the teams are playing out. But I mean, of course, it's gonna be a very tough game for them. The Broncos are really yeah, it's really going to rely on their defense. If they can shut down Justin Herbert and force Quentin Johnson back to his old self and kind of send Keenan Allen to the retirement home, because we already know Amarian Hampton's not going to do anything. Sadly, I'm very disappointed by him. But I just think that this Broncos defense is very, very solid. I know they struggled against Cam Ward a little bit, but I mean Cam Ward is pretty nice. So I mean that goes without saying. But yeah. I do like this Broncos defense a lot. I mean, PS2, one of my favorite corners in the league, and then you pairing him up with Jade Bear, and I mean that's just scraps all around.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. I mean, I have the Chargers coming out and not getting upset in this one, and that's simply because Bo Nix needs to protect the ball better and how good the Chargers have been. Like the Chargers have just been really good throughout. And, Bo Nix throwing 3 picks in his last 2 games while the Chargers have picked up a few picks kind of worries me a little bit. And I'm hoping for a bounce back week out of Bo Nix, but I wouldn't be so bullish as to say it's going to happen this week. The Bronco defense has been really good against the pass, and last week was a bit rough, but I felt like that was mostly on Bo Nix and the offense for not holding on to the ball. And yes, they gave up a game-winning field goal at the end, but like I said, I think the Bronco defense is good. I just think that the Chargers are better on both offense and defense. And I think the main thing for the Chargers this week is, like you said, getting a Marion Hampton going. He's averaging 3.1 yards per carry. I think it has a lot to do with the offensive line and not being able to get to that second level of the defense. Without Rashawn Slater, the Chargers are going to have to either find more talent to put on the offensive line, or develop what they've got and find a way to get Marion Hampton to find the holes in the defense, and that's that's all that he can do. Herbert's got more weapons than ever. I think that if the Chargers want to make a Super Bowl run at any point in Justin Herbert's career, it's this year. This is the year. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying this has to be the year for Justin Herbert to go from if to when. Bar.
We gonna go from if man to when man. When
All
is Justin
right.
Herbert gonna win the Super Bowl? When is Justin Herbert gonna win a playoff game?
Like I said, it has to be this year. There's no more. There's no more for Justin Herbert. This is
See,
the
if
year.
if if you gave Justin Herbert, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, and Derrick Henry, he's going to the Super Bowl, bro. I promise you.
No, no,
I
no.
can't guarantee he'll
You
win it,
have to
but
give
I
him Trey McBride also, bro. You cannot leave him a bad weapon on the field.
yo,
Then we're going back to
matter of
the
fact,
ifs, not the whens.
give him Brock Bowers. If he has Brock Bowers, holy moly, dude. We're looking at the next dynasty
Uh,
led by
question
Justin Herbert.
a question that we had on Twitter today was someone was asking how we feel about Lad McConkey now that Keenan Allen is there and kind of dominating the targets a little bit. I said I wasn't too worried, but I want your thoughts.
I think he goes down. I think goes down to two, or if he was already at two, I think he stays at two. I think Quentin Johnson plays the three, and I think he does it well consider this year. What?
No, I'm just a hater of Quentin Johnston. My take is looking increasing like just so bad. Just so what did I said Quentin Johnson was the wide receiver 6 on the Chargers. That's what I said. All right.
And then what
Quentin
did he
Johnson,
do week one?
he had 2 touchdowns week 1. He's the wide receiver 1 right now, bro. He's like the best receiver in the league right now. Like what is going on, man?
Whoa, best receiver in the league right now. That's
No,
currently
I mean like stat wise, he's
that
up there.
spot is
Not
reserved for
best.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, bro. Come on.
Let's see where he is. Actually, he's not even too high in receiving yards. He's 15 in receiving
Yeah.
yards, and he has 3 touchdowns. So I mean, he
I
just
mean, it's
had
not
such a good
bad.
start to the season. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
see, here's the thing with the Chargers receiver room. I trust, in terms of who I would trust to get the ball and just be reliable, I would trust Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, then Quentin Johnson. Because I mean, when you can't just as hold on, Quentin Johnson can't just escape his past of dropping every single ball that comes his way.
yeah.
So there's still some if you trust if again Justin Herbert, there's still some questionableness about Quentin Johnson's hands. But I mean, as of right now, he's proving people wrong. But then again, it's week two. It's way too early to be deciding anything.
100% agreed. And that's why we can't say that Quentin Johnson is, in a good spot right now or anything.
I know you're
Because
preying on his downfall just because you had him not succeeding.
no comments on that matter. Let's
All right,
dive
let's
into
move
our
on to
last
the
game.
last game. Now, here's something I want to talk about for Bears and Cowboys. The Cowboys just allowed 300 something yards against Russell Wilson. Total for this season, I think they've allowed 600 plus. 600 plus in 2 weeks. I don't
Which
know
means the
if my
Eagles.
numbers are right, but I think they have around 600, it's at least 500, which is crazy for 2 weeks, but that's besides the point. The Bears are missing three starters in their secondary alone. So it's looking like this is going to be a shootout. But the only way this will be a shootout is if Caleb Williams can figure out his accuracy. Oh my God. His accuracy it's just been abysmal. Let me see it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Cowboys have given up 800 yards this season.
Oh my God, I was way off.
They've given up
What?
800 yards.
What?
All right, look, I came into this discussion, and what I was going to say is that the Bears gave up 61 points, or have given up 61, only 61.
Yeah, sounds right. Because I think
They gave
Minnesota had
up
17,
52 and 17, 69.
69.
Um, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say the Bears gave up 69 points, and their defense is horrible, and this and all that. The Cowboys gave up 800 yards. 800.
That's
Holy.
insane. Like in 2 weeks? Hold on, I need to double check that now. How? Oh, hold
Oh
on.
my
How
God. Yeah,
many
they gave up
yards?
total
Ha-
yards, not passing, total. But I
oh,
still
okay.
yards. It's still yards. So
Yeah, I think passing was 600.
yeah, that would make more sense because I think Jalen had like 150 and then Russ had about 300 or something.
Passing yards? Oh, wait, no. Only doing week one. All right. Google AI is terrible.
I'll go over my while you're looking at that, I'll go over what I think of this
Okay,
game. But
opponent yards 602. That's just passing
that's
yards.
just passing, yeah. But yeah, Dallas defense is a nightmare. That's what I had said. Why I had said 61. The Dallas defense has given up 61 points, whereas the Bears defense has given up 79 points. Absolutely incredible how bad the defenses are in this game. And Ben Johnson needs some help, maybe in the defensive coordinator side. Dallas needs some help on the defensive coordinator side. Um, but some positives from this game that I'm hoping to see: Javonte Williams score another touchdown and have another big game. And I like Rome Odunze. I really, really, really like Rome Odunze. I'm hoping that he's already taken
Take
over
the
wide receiver
over
one.
on Rome Odunze. I'm telling you, take the
Take the
over.
over. I mean, take the over on every single player in this game, man.
Yeah.
I think I might as well go play DB. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I haven't gotten a call yet, but I'm expecting one
all
because
right,
it seems
spaghetti
like there's,
legs. Let's relax.
it's just like, hit one of these. Yo, chill on pod. We got it. Oh my
Anyways,
God.
yeah. What do you think of this game? Oh, and also Chicago's gonna upset Dallas. I have them coming out 27-20. Even though it's gonna be
Oh,
a bad game.
only 27-20. I'm going
Yeah,
600 to 650.
I just don't think the offenses are very good either.
Well, I mean, CD has 220. Dak has 549, so
Yeah,
we'll see. But I mean, the Bears, their linebackers and D-line situation isn't horrible. So I think they can probably limit the running game. But pass game, I mean, that's CD. This is going to be CD's week. CD and Rome Odunze are going to have a field day against these
just
defenses
gonna
because really
absolutely eat.
this is just going to depend on how bad the defenses are going to play because both of them are just terrible. I mean, how the hell are you going to allow 808 yards in 2 weeks?
100%. It's crazy. And
Take
yeah,
Caleb Williams over, Rome Odunze over, Dak over, and CD Lamb over.
take the Jake Ferguson over while you're at it. Jake Ferguson's gonna have a
Yeah,
big
you
game.
might as well. You know what? Take my over too. Like,
You know
while
what?
we're at it,
Ryan
just take.
Flournoy, wide receiver 5 for the Cowboys, take his over.
You know what? Take Ben Johnson over for
Over one
15 receiving
firing this
yards.
season? Is that what you
Yo,
meant?
I would be shocked. I mean, even if
He's
Ben
not gonna
Johnson
get
goes
fired.
own
No,
like
he's not gonna
like
get
four
fired.
and four and
Mm-mm.
12, whatever it is, even if he goes like terrible, I would be surprised if
I'd give
he
him
gets
one more
fired.
year anyways.
Yeah, I think you have to. But the thing is, I don't get why it's not working out for them. So here's the thing: it's either going to be because of Ben Johnson or it's going to be because of Caleb Williams. And the front office is going to have to decide that this year because
Yep,
it's either Ben Johnson is calling the right plays and Caleb Williams isn't performing, or Ben Johnson is calling the wrong plays and that's why Caleb Williams isn't performing. Because really, this whole team depends on Caleb Williams' performance now because they have the defense when they're healthy. They have a decent running back, have a great wide receiver core. So they've improved the O line, they improved the coaching. So now the only thing that's stayed consistent from last year is Caleb Williams. So I
it's
think that's the
crazy.
only thing that the Bears really have to look at. And I mean, as a Bears fan or as someone who's from Chicago and I do like the Bears, it's a scary thought because like we picked him up in the first round with the first overall pick and he's not balling out. You're supposed to like I don't care who you are. If you're the first overall pick, you need to be balling out. Like Cam Ward, he's in a horrible situation, but he's still putting up numbers that he should be putting. Caleb Williams has
Hey,
not done that.
let's look at the last three number ones. Cam Ward is TBD, right? Caleb
Yeah.
Williams, not looking great. Bryce Young, whew, it's not been a good couple of
It's
years
rough.
of run for the number one pick. So hoping that this next year upcoming will be better. And if I swear Grant Nussmeier goes with the number one overall pick in this draft, I don't know if I can watch the NFL. But hey, people are saying good things about him. We shall see what happens. That closes out our week. I think that I just wanted to quickly go over some fantasy football guys who I think are going to absolutely destroy their projections this week. Justin Herbert against the Broncos is going to have a great week. Bucky Irving is going to destroy this Jets defense. When I say destroy, he's just going to kill them. Like there's going to be no Jets defense left. Javonte Williams is going to kill the Bears this week. He's going to have a great week. Travis Etienne Jr. is just being set up for another workhorse week and another advantageous matchup against the Texans. He should go crazy. Final two are going to be Malik Neighbors against the Kansas City Chiefs, Puka Nacua against Philly. I understand those are more star-related picks, but both of them have incredible matchups this week and should just absolutely dominate. So if you got any of these guys in your league, make sure you're starting them. Make sure you're trading for them if you don't have them. And yeah, it's going to be a good week of fantasy football as well. How's your fantasy team looking?
I have like 8 of them. I think I'm like 0 and 2 and 3, and then 1 and 1 on the rest.
These newcomers, man. Just can't
Newcomer. Who are we
they just
talking?
can't get it done. It's us experienced guys who just have to carry
Yo, I'm
nowadays.
playing you. I'm playing you this week, and I'm about
You're
to
playing me this week? This is
in
great.
one of the leagues. How many leagues are you in? How many leagues are you in?
I'm not gonna let you score more than 100 points, bro. My defense is
Ooh,
that elite.
ooh, ooh. Yo, I think that's the league we have with actual defensive players. and
Oh, okay, that's fire.
my
My
defensive players have consistently put over 60 points combined.
That's what I'm saying. Bobby Okereke. Bobby Okereke. Um,
Yo, Ernest Jones had
respect.
20 points back to back.
One more thing I want to say before signing off is that it is Bill Krosky Merit Week. We are here, boys. We've been talking about Bill since May. We are here. Bill Krosky Merit's taking over this week. 100 yards in the ground, a touchdown, and at least one reception. Give me one reception, buddy. That's all I want. This week is Bill Krosky Merit, Ja'Cory Krosky Merit's week to shine.
Hey, you heard it here first. Smash that over.
Smash that over, baby. All right, well, that'll close out our episode for the week. Great episode 11. I'm so excited for this week of football and can't wait to talk to you guys next week.
Peace.